A browser is your gateway to the internet, but if you're not careful, it's also a window into your personal data. The wrong choice could leave you exposed to trackers, fingerprinting, and leaks. In my last test, Move had edged out LibreWolf and Fireworks in real-life privacy testing. But today, I'm shifting my gaze to a new set of browsers. So, I will be stacking Floorp, Waterfox, and Brave browsers against each other to see how they compare. For these browsers, I'm making no tweaks, no pre-configuration, and no hardening. I am basically testing raw out-of-the-box privacy because, to be real, that's how most people get to use these browsers. So, which browser truly protects your data? Here is exactly what I'm going to be testing. Fingerprint resistance, tracker blocking, default search privacy, and DNS and WebRTC leaks. First things first, let me download my browsers. Okay, after downloading, I have three browsers open up: Floorp, Waterfox, and Brave. First off, let's talk about fingerprint resistance. Even without cookies, browsers can still track you based on how your browser behaves. This is called fingerprinting, and it's far more invasive than most people realize. Websites collect everything: your screen size, system settings, installed fonts, and even tiny rendering quirks. All of this combines into a unique browser fingerprint, making it easy to recognize you across the web. So to test this, I'm using EFF's Cover Your Track tool. This tool checks if a browser's fingerprint stands out or blends in with the crowd. A unique fingerprint is bad. It makes you stand out, easy to identify. A randomized fingerprint is much better. It keeps you hidden. Now, let's put these browsers to the test. For this, I will navigate to EFF.org's Cover Your Tracks tool. And first up, we have Floorp. It failed the test, producing a unique fingerprint, meaning websites can easily recognize and track it across different sessions. Next, we have Waterfox. Okay, here we have the very same story. Another unique fingerprint, leaving it vulnerable to tracking based on browser behavior alone. But here's where things take a turn. Brave completely bypassed fingerprinting detection, generating a randomized fingerprint each time. This makes it significantly harder to track than both Floorp and Waterfox. Here, Brave takes the lead. To be honest, I did not expect this result. However, it highlights a key difference. While many privacy-focused browsers claim protection, they may not actively disrupt fingerprinting without further configuration or hardening. But that's just one piece of the puzzle. Let's move on and test tracker blocking. Trackers are hidden scripts embedded in websites that silently collect your data, building a profile of your habits, interests, and identity. Now, a truly private browser shouldn't just block ads. It needs to stop trackers at the source, cutting off their ability to follow you across the web. To test this, I'm using Browser Leaks Content Filter tool. This tool detects how well a browser blocks and manipulates tracking elements before they can even load. So let's see which browser actually keeps trackers out. We are starting with Floorp browser, and we can already see that HTTP proxy headers are not detected. So Floorp does not modify or strip proxy headers, meaning websites can still gather information about your network setup. Also, you see that Tor letterboxing is not detected, which means your screen size can be used as a fingerprinting vector, making you more trackable. Also, canvas protection is not detected, so you have no built-in defense against canvas fingerprinting, which is a technique where websites track you based on how your browser renders images and text. This leaves a significant privacy gap. You can also see that ad tracker blocking is not detected. So Floorp does not have any built-in ad or tracker blocking subscriptions enabled by default. That means unless you manually install an extension like uBlock Origin, tracking scripts can still load in the background. So here is what I think. Floorp might have privacy-focused branding, but out of the box, it does not actively block trackers or prevent fingerprinting. You will need to configure it manually to achieve a level of privacy compared to browsers like Movad, if you saw my last video, or even LibreWolf. Okay, moving on, let's check out Waterfox browser. If you noticed, we get an identical result with Waterfox. So once again, I'll say Waterfox might have privacy-focused branding, but out of the box, it does not actively block trackers or prevent fingerprinting. Okay, and finally, we test Brave browser. For Brave, we have a different story. First, canvas protection is detected. So unlike Floorp or Waterfox, Brave actively blocks or modifies canvas fingerprinting, making it harder for websites to track you based on how your browser renders images. However, here also we have Tor letterboxing not detected. So while Brave excels in many areas of privacy, it does not implement Tor style letterboxing, which simply means your screen size could still be used for fingerprinting. Okay, we move on to ad and tracker blocking, which is also detected. So out of the box, Brave is packed with aggressive tracking protections using multiple filtering lists to block ads, tracking scripts, and malicious content. So for example, we have Brave first party specific and Brave social that block embedded tracking from social media and first party scripts. Then we also have the easy list and easy privacy. These are widely used lists that block most ads and tracking scripts. Then there is the Peter Lowe's ad and tracking lists that stop known tracking domains. And then one other prominent one is uBlock filters that add extra security against malware and site breakage. Brave is miles ahead of Floorp and Waterfox when it comes to built-in tracker blocking. While it lacks letterboxing, its aggressive filtering and canvas protection makes it one of the strongest privacy browsers straight out of the box. Let's move on to default search privacy. Did you know that many browsers partner with data-hungry search engines that track and log your queries, sometimes even linking them to your identity? So even if you're using a so-called private browser, your search history might not be as private as you think. Let's put it to the test. I'll run a search for my web content and SEO brand Alpha Media to see which search engines brand browsers are routing us through. So, starting with Floorp, you can see that Floorp routes searches through Google Search by default. Moving on to Waterfox, Microsoft's Bing Search is the default. And then with Brave, search is routed through Brave Search. Brave Search is a privacy-focused search engine developed by Brave. Unlike mainstream search engines like Google, Brave Search does not track users, collect personal data, or profile search queries. Brave takes the lead here again. And talking about Alpha Media, if you need SEO that actually drives results or a content strategy to take your brand to the next level, you should check out my personal content brand Alpha Media. You may fill the form on the contact page and I'll be personally getting in touch with you. Check out the video description for the link to the website. Okay, so let's move on to DNS and WebRTC leaks. Now, if you think your DNS makes you invisible online, please think again. Even with a VPN active, DNS and WebRTC leaks can silently expose your actual IP address. This will let websites and trackers see through your privacy shield. DNS leaks happen when your browser bypasses your VPN and sends website lookup requests directly to your ISP, exposing your real network. And WebRTC leaks occur when a browser feature for real-time communication leaks your true IP address, even if your VPN is on. To see if these browsers protect our privacy or just claim to, I have my VPN running, and I'll be running both DNS and WebRTC leak tests. Let's find out if any of them slip off or if they keep our identity fully locked down. So first up is Floorp. And it's a strong start. No WebRTC leaks detected. This means Floorp successfully prevents your real IP from slipping through via WebRTC, which is crucial for maintaining privacy when using a VPN. But here is where things get interesting. Running the same test on Waterfox and Brave gives us identical results. No WebRTC leaks. That means all three browsers respect VPN tunneling and don't reveal your real IP through the common vulnerability. So I guess the question is, what does this mean for privacy? It's a win, at least when it comes to WebRTC protection. If your browser leaked here, it means websites could bypass your VPN and track your real location. But in this case, all three browsers passed the test, keeping your true identity hidden. After running this test, I guess the real question is, which browser truly protects your privacy out of the box? So just as they come without hardening or configuration. Brave stands out as the best privacy option straight out of the box. And to be fair, this was not the result I was expecting. Brave is the only browser that actively randomizes fingerprints, making it much harder for websites to track you. Floorp and Waterfox, on the other hand, generate unique fingerprints that leave users exposed. Brave's built-in protection also blocks ads, trackers, and even canvas fingerprinting attempts. Now, while all three browsers allow users to change their search engine, the default matters. If your browser routes searches through Google, Microsoft Bing, or other data-hungry search engines, your privacy is at risk. Brave defaults to Brave Search, which is an upgrade from Google or Microsoft Bing like the two other browsers. And there was no splitting them apart in the DNS and WebRTC leaks. So there you have it. Out of the box with no configurations, you know what browser you might have to pick. Finally, if this video helped you, please don't just click away. Smash that like button. It helps us get noticed and helps the algorithm to keep pushing our videos. And also, if you know someone who loves this kind of content, please click the share button and share straight away to them. Now, I also want to hear from you. Have you used Floorp or Waterfox or Brave browser? Please let's know your experience with these browsers and also tell me which of them feels like the better daily driver for everything you have to do. And if you're curious about the tech I personally trust and use, you should check out the links I have dropped in the description. Every Amazon click supports this channel at no extra cost to you, so thanks in advance. And before you go, don't miss out on my browser privacy tier list. It's a video I made a while ago talking about the best browsers for privacy. I think my opinions might have changed a little bit, but then it's going to be an interesting watch. Till the next one, stay safe out there.